when the fog is really thick, light can sometimes be too blinding. If you've ever driven in the fog, you've likely noticed this particular anomaly. It's almost like you need the light that's shining in front of you to be lower lying rather than focused on high beam, which is the opposite of what you think must happen in those specific situations. Now, this isn't some video on driving. You haven't hit the wrong channel. This is actually an astrology video. But I want you to place yourself in that particular condition, that foggy condition, and you're putting the high beams on. So that because in your mind, you're thinking, I need to see where I'm going. I need to know what I'm doing. And the moment you do that, the fog gets thicker. Suddenly, is that a form in front of you? Are you seeing something that is there, or is that just a figment of your imagination, a play of light and shadow, creating confusion right in front of your very eyes, and on a certain level, causing you to alter your course at a time when perhaps you just need to hold the wheel steady and slow down and try to find a way of seeing more clearly. Now, of course, that way of seeing more clearly isn't by turning the light off altogether. It's by letting the light dim down a little bit so you're not blinded by the obstruction of what you're facing. Now, we can argue that, of course, truth is really the best remedy to any situation. Seeing things truthfully and clearly as they really are helps to really brighten any situation that you're dealing with, even if it sometimes brings that initial, well, glare of something that you don't really want to face. But the problem is we occasionally think that we're seeing the truth of a situation when in reality we're taking something which is staring us head on and making it something that's bigger than what it actually is. In that moment, we're not really seeing the reality. We see the reality of a situation for a moment, and then we take it and we expand upon it and we make it bigger than what it is so that we're looking figments of our imagination dead in the eye and thinking that they're the pure essence of the truth that we're dealing with. Now, again, this isn't a video on driving. And again, I kind of want to add here a brief thing, which is these videos are meant to be spoken in general terms about specific situations that are brought on by the nakshatras. Of course, I can't know what area of your life this is impacting unless I take a look at your horoscope chart. And I highly urge you to get an astrological consultation if you're wanting clearer information on what the full moon energy or even something else going on in your life is all about. And you can schedule one of those through my astrological services page, which you will find linked above. But sometimes we distort reality. We think that we're looking at something realistic and we're making it something fantastic. And I don't mean fantastic in terms of great. I mean fantastic in terms of something that's fantasy oriented, a figment of our imagination. I think there's a term, phantasmagoric. It's something that we create and put in front of us, and then we're completely afraid of what's going on. And then that causes us to alter our course, much like if you were driving on that road in the fog and you have those high beams up and suddenly you see something. You're likely to veer off to the left or veer off to the right in order to try to swerve in order to avoid it, when instead what you're needing to do is to hold the wheel steady. With this particular full moon cycle, with the moon being full in Krittika, Krittika is about purification. It's about perception of the truth, but clarifying our perception of the truth, because our truth is not always the truth. Sometimes it's just our perception. The sun directly across from Krittika, which is what a full moon is, it's a sun-moon opposition, is in Vishaka Nakshatra, which places you at a crossroads. It's making it very difficult for you to commit one way or the other. Now, you're beginning to have an evolving sense of where you're wanting to take things, and you're kind of determined to move in that particular direction. But the moment that you're sensing that opposition based upon that thing that you think is realism, which is staring you dead in the eyes, but is really something that you're blowing way out of proportion, it's the moment that you become less certain as to where your commitment lies. So I want you to understand with this particular full moon cycle, it's not a matter of altering your course completely. It's not a matter of veering to the left strongly or veering to the right strongly. It's a matter of, much like what I was saying, slowing down, steadying your hands on the wheel, calming your nervousness, making micro adjustments here and there, right? What you're needing to do during this particular phase of your situation, whatever that situation might be about, is you're needing to distill the essence of your plans. You have a pretty good idea. You have a goal in mind. You know the change that you're wanting to create, but there's still some uncertainty. There's still some confusion. And this isn't meant to change your plans. It's meant for you to fine tune your processes. You may watch this video and you may go at this particular moment, I'm not sure what this is about. Give it time to develop. Give it time to develop. It's going to become clearer, most likely sometime around Friday or Saturday as we get closer to the full moon on the 15th. This is about distilling the essence of what you're wanting to achieve going forward. It's about clarifying the essence of what you're wanting to do. It's about getting clear on the change that you're really wanting to have, envisioning it, really seeing it in clear, lucid, detailed manners, and accepting where you're at now, which is you're on the road, you're holding the wheel, you're driving to your destination. You have to make some turns here and there, but you needn't veer off course. And if you could use a little bit of help steadying your hand and keeping clear on direction, I do offer astrological services, as I previously mentioned. You can schedule in with me at the link that you're going to see above. That's going to do it for this look at the full moon in Krittika Nakshatra. Until next time, drive safely and please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.